Hey y'all, what's up? What's going on? Happy Tuesday, happy Tuesday. Hope you all having a great week and a great day. I myself having a good day. I'm here doing this quick little live before I go to work tonight. And yes, y'all, I have been out for a little bit. Not been out, but I just have been doing lives for like 3 weeks now. And I'm back. So I'm here. What's up? Hey boo, what's going on? How you doing? Yes, I am here, y'all. I had to take a little break. So, a little quick update before we get into this, because we got some things to say. I had to take a little break because, the Love Island, when I was doing Love Island, I was reviewing it. It just kind of drained me a little bit. So, I just needed to take a reset and revitalize myself and also relax and calm down so I get back into the groove of things. So, now that the Love Island thing is going until next year, we got some of the things to do. Y'all see the thumbnail, y'all see this documentary. Oh, so we got some things to talk about because I saw it and I said, you know what? There's something I can talk about. Because those who been following my channel know, hold up, y'all. Those who been following my channel knows that I review MTV Catfish. When I was starting reviewing it, I had been reviewing it since for a long time. And it's not been on for a minute now because it started getting whack. But I've been reviewing Catfish, and so that was one of my favorite shows. And it's still being reviewed. Oh, hold up, y'all. I know y'all say, Wizard, where you at? Hey, shine bright like a diamond. You're beautiful like diamond in the sky. I ain't seen that song for a while now. That's my intro song. You know, let's go, yeah. I miss y'all. I've been reviewing Catfish, so MTV Catfish is still being reviewed. A lot of my videos on Catfish is still being watched to this day. And when I watched the documentary, somebody told me about it. I said, let me watch it. And I watched it. Oh, baby. Baby. We're gonna talk about it. But we're gonna waste your time because we got some work to get to later on, overnight shift. It's called the Under Number the high school catfish. So I said, oh, who's catfish people that think at high school? Now let's come on now. At high school, to be honest, I had a good high school experience. My high school was kind of big. It was big, like 4,000 students. Yeah, it was kind of big. It was only one school at the time. Yes, boo. Yes, a shining bright too. my high school experience was big. It was a big school. I was a good kid. I got good grades and everything. And when I was an honor student, well, I was in an honor grade, honor roll official class. And started with 4C1, but then in junior year, I think I got to the high top class, the AO class. But it's interesting. So I had to go through all this extra stuff. Every now and then you might have a little thing, but I had a good experience. There was good people I surrounded myself. I put myself in activities. I did my schoolwork and everything. So I was busy. I had dance and cheerleading and whatnot. And yeah, I did dance and cheerleading and stuff like that. Did drama a little bit. But it was interesting. Interesting high school experience. So I had to go through the whole cliquish stuff about this group here and that group here and this group here. But since I was surrounded by the same people who was in the same classes as me and everything, in the same official class, we all kind of band together. But it was none of click. So I got along, and in the high school experience, I was voted the best male athlete. So that's crazy, right? But so we had a good experience. The 4 years going fast up to college and everything. I said all that to say. But I do know people who go to high school experience sometimes may not have a great experience. Some does, some have great one. Yes, boo. Some people had good experience. Some people had not so good experience in high school and everything. But I was like, in my experience, it was okay. It was okay. It was not really bad. Even college was good. The 4 years of college went by fast. I had a good time. And then I went to grad school, all that stuff, I said I say, but high school time or teenage adolescence is one of the prominent times in anybody's life because it's a transitional period between your childhood into your adulthood. So that's like the major point, especially if you are a parent and whatnot. Even if you're not a parent, you have nieces or nephews and everything. The teenage is the prominent years of anybody's life because that's like the focus point. That's where they are dealing with a lot of things. That's where they're trying to find identity. They try to see what they fit. And if they yes, as more as you get older, you start to find out more about yourself. But that is a prominent time that you should shape you how you feel your life going on to adulthood. And so you want to catch them at that time. Because if you don't catch them at that time, then it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy for them to deal with. And also how they deal with stressors in their life will shape how they will be handled in their adulthood. So that's why the teenage is prominent time. With that being said, you don't want to create no major turmoil for themselves when they can't cope with things or a traumatic experience that you don't help them heal from. Then it would be broken people, individual in adulthood. So it's a crucial time for anyone adult to be a role model to these teenagers when they go there. We was teenager myself. We all was teenage. We all go through the stage of life. So that's the prominent time you want the people who could guide you in the right directions. And even if you do get the right experience, sometimes not only that, you also got the peer group, your school, and outside influences that all shape who you are. Right? So with that being said, high school is and adolescence is it's not crazy, it's a major milestone. Once you get to high school, then you decide what you want to do with your life after that. But high school is like something. Some people go through, like I said, hard times. Some people go through easy times. It depends who the environment you are in. Now, this is Michigan. A small city in Michigan and Beale City, Michigan, and it was this high school. So mainly this school that what they was in, it was mainly like a K to 12. So they was in that school. Most of the people who know each other. It's a small town. A lot of people know each other. So you could obviously see that a lot of the kids grew up in that one in the school from all the way from K all the 12. I would say, damn, I would get tired of that. Me, I would get tired of that. I feel like each major milestone, your daycare school, then your elementary school, then your middle school, then your high school, then all that stuff should be all separate different areas. And it's, hey, you have to do what you got to do. Whatever your upbringing is, you have to handle it. But I feel like it'd be great. And that's like, especially like growing up in the 90s, a lot of your peer group may change a little bit, but most of them will still go to schools that you went to. Like some people that I knew from elementary school was the same to me in middle school, but most when I got to high school, a lot of them was not the same. So it was like it changed. But the fact that they were all like in a school, a lot of them know each other, so it's kind of weird because I was a damn. But however, so they started off. Now we know that sometimes documentaries and movies and Netflix doesn't give you all the details. Because I know people putting videos out there that they got different like more details that it was not shown in the documentary, whatever. I only go by what they say on Netflix. If you have anything else that will add to the context of what I'm saying in this documentary, put it in the comment section down below and let me know. All right. So it happened October 2020. This is around a panorama. A little bit after the panorama, like little like society, but no, 2020 is a good major time for panorama. They didn't really stop to it was crazy. The panorama happened around that time, so it was a lot going on. All right. So it was 2 weeks before at this school year. It was 2 weeks before the Halloween party. They had one Halloween party. We got this girl named Lauren. I don't get the last name, so it doesn't matter, whatever the last name. Lauren received the text 2 weeks before the Halloween party. Now the Halloween party was thrown by Chloe, as another student in the school. But we'll get to that in a minute. So She get this text, then a text about her boyfriend. At that time, we feel like that Lauren and Owen knew each other for a while, and then they started dating because they was around the same school, they would hang out with each other, and everything like that. So they became close to the point that their family became close. His parents and her parents became close, and they was like really mingling, right? So after that, they would say about her boyfriend Owen don't want you, so like that. Stop. He don't want you and all like that. So I was like, when I first saw this, I said, "Oh, so no, we're not gonna be doing this." The catfish is going at the lawn of her boyfriend over a guy. This what we doing here? You should be focused on your schoolwork and everything. Now, granted, yes, you might dating and relationships and peer pressure of sex and everything might come to play, but most teenagers I know at that time in high school is focused on having friends and having fun and making it. They're not so worried about so much time having sex unless you're a horn dog, but everything. But we all do know peer pressure happens and all that stuff happens, like sexual identity, all that stuff comes to play. So yes, I'm not far fetched, but the fact that you texted me all this, I don't know number, I don't know your number, texting me to have my boyfriend don't want me and all that stuff like that. Because how I feel, I was saying, listen to half of. Shit, you ain't gonna be texting me half of the block. A block them because we ain't going back and forth. You ain't be texting my phone or willy nilly about a boyfriend I'm dating with. We ain't doing that. I'm not fighting over no man. It is what it is. So she was getting texts. And that Owen was getting. She was telling Owen, he was starting receiving them. So after the Halloween party, it stopped for a while. It stopped. They had no. It just calmed down. After that, it continued after a year. After the Halloween party, it stopped, and then after a year, it continued. So she started getting more texts. So when she called the number, the person was not calling, answering the phone number. And that's another fact. When somebody texting you and everything, catfish, and you having a conversation, and they want to get on the phone, they don't want to FaceTime, and nothing like that to verify who they are, don't even waste your time. That's you. Most likely, it's a catfish. I don't care if the person is trying to sound convincing, and you end up, if you take the chance, and you end up knowing that it's the legit person. Doesn't matter. If they can't want to show you their face and nothing like that, you don't want to see them or on the phone and nothing like that. So the fact that you call and they want to answer, and then after you hang up the phone, they text you right after, I say you playing games. So to the point, through the text messages, they started calling her by her nickname, Lo. So she said, only person who know me might know is like for close friends or maybe family members and everything. So it was like, who can it be? Or her social group as well, her close social group, friends who know about her love. So they was going around, they try to go to the process of elimination, say who is the clique and shit, who in the clique, say who what. Excuse me. So they kind of ruled out it wasn't a guy. Because I would say yes, unless that guy is a fruity pooty or a tootie. Hello. But they would not be doing all that. Especially if you be going on the phone, be going to text nobody on boy. Come on now. Especially when it started getting increasing with the text messages and the vulgarity. And I'm seeing languages. Oh my gosh. So they started talking about what kind of clothes she should wear. You need to stop wearing that leggings. You need to stop wearing that. You need to stop wearing this and all that. I said, ooh, y'all watching me way too hard. And I said, child, Lord, we must be popular. And I said, girl, you ain't that bitch. You ain't that conversation, like be sad, but everything. And then they started getting vulgar and nasty. Oh, no, you're not giving it up. You must give it up because Owen's in my money. He's thinking that for me. He's in my motherfucking credit box. He in my hot box. He in this. I was like, he got to keep my pee in his face. I was like, what? how we got there so quickly. Now, you talk about first of all, you talk about how Owen don't want me and you not doing it and then stuff like that. I'll be talking to me, he be talking to me, he say he hates you and everything. I said, okay, fine, go after him then. Then next you gonna tell me that he figure effing you and your pee juices are wet and he coming after you and all that stuff like that. I said, then you a sex profile free and they don't have him. That just telling me you was a home box. So go ahead, hot box, go have it. Because I'm not doing all this. I'm trying to make good grades and be a best athlete in the school, and you try to tell me how the hell you hopping on thinking of O&D. I said, you kind of deprive all you. Y'all are getting there, y'all. I'm agitated a little bit now. I'm not agitated, but then while I was watching this documentary, that was getting me aggravated. I was like, oh no. So parents went to school trying to find out, trying to talk to the principal, to superintendent, tell them what's going on, and then at that point, this is like the first kind of like 10 to 15 to 20 minutes of the freaking documentary. I kind of like on my thumbnail, I kind of figured out what kind of catfish this person was. And I already figured out it was an adult. I figured out it was an adult. Because think about your high school experience. All you wasting your time being hateful, that's going on, like I said, the stages of development is happening and the emotions is high, peer pressure, all that stuff. I understand all that stuff coming from fruition. But if you really think about it, in high school, you just want to have a good time, hang out with your friends, enjoy your life, have fun, and whatnot. The last thing you want to do is be getting random text messages from people, going back and forth, somebody telling you how they think they want to F your man or whatnot like that. I said, we don't got time to be going back and forth. So at this point, I don't think any teenager would be going that hard with each other about somebody's boyfriend. Unless this person stole your man from you. And don't get me wrong, there are catty people out there. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying. But I say majority of the high schoolers is not dealing with all this. They not. They don't really care. And if they may have a boyfriend, girlfriend, that's fine. Also, sometimes they act like something in the world. Oh my God, he loved me. I love you. He loved me. I love you. And oh my God, he broke up with me and that was like that. But at the end of the day, they might bounce back and whatnot. But it's still a hard time. So yes, their emotions will be extreme. However, I feel like the how the text message start increasing so soon like that, and the vulgarity, and the crazy languages and stuff like that of the text messages make it seem like it's not a freaking teenager doing all this. This is a freaking adult who had not been healed and going on about this, who have all the time in the day to go text some random teenagers. So I said this is a small ass town, and the fact that most of the documentary was focused on is figuring out it might be a student, and then nobody really thought that maybe it could be an adult. I said, y'all need to watch some MTV Catfish and something like that. Because y'all wasted a lot of time trying to figure out it was a student, knowing that it was an adult all the time. But let's go on. That was my prediction right there. So at that point, the principal and everything trying to figure it out, they think that Lauren might be doing this to herself and maybe like doing a red herring by trying to make it seem like she had the problems happening to her, but she is the one creating the problem. So it's like a false sense of it make you think something way, but it's not the end. That's what they're red herring. So they think that she's doing this. So she craving for attention, and she doing this. I said, how is she craving for Owen to get close to Owen when she got Owen? I got him. What the hell I need to crave for? Our family's connected. Our family do a lot of things together. We go out, we hang out, we go to each other's houses. I got the boy. And quiet as kept, he was interested in me. So, no. I don't need to do attention to get him attention. I already got the boy. So I was like, because she was quiet and then she would crave attention and all stuff like that. I said, yada, yada, yada. I just sound like a little bunch of haters. But whatever. So when the principal and them talked to them, they ruled Warren and Owen out. They ruled them out. They didn't say, you know what? As they questioned them, they realized that they wasn't doing this to themselves. And I said, no, the way how this person texted Owen, it's like, child, it's like they would have freaking have a little freaking rendezvous with Owen and had a little freaking hot sex with him or something like that. This is a teenage boy. I said, what kind of crazy person was that? Like, what the hell? So they're going to try to see who tracks in the messages. So how the principal started doing this is that whenever you get a message, he started looking at the cameras. So when you get his messages, let me know when you get this message so I can try to figure out about cameras and see everybody stepping to the side and texting or whatnot during the time that she getting the text messages so we can figure out what's happening. But while they're doing that, they come up with no freaking leads. And I would say, like, with a school dad thing, and you got a lot of people on their phones and whatnot, I kind of understand, especially watching the documentary, and you know, not only that, why they started saying that we want no students be on their phone while they're getting learning in school. They vote on the pass of the law. So I understand that, unless it's a like major emergency, hope schools have a place of emergency happen, they can contact the parents in a quickly manner, especially when the kids don't have their phones now learning, unless they need their phone. This type of stuff is the reason why. Because you have to be subjected to you with these threats and these phones and messages and looking at it while you learn and look at your phone and you see these text messages that's coming after you left and right. You don't even know who it's from. So now you can't focus on school, you can't focus on your work. Now you looking over your shoulder who you thinking might be it, especially for all these kids you grew up with. So to the point that this started getting very stressful with Norman and Owen. Because you know they're both teenagers. Like I said, this is a prominent time. So the increased amount of stress of just dealing with these freaking text messages and they don't even know who this coming from. And being in a relationship and being a teenager, that's a lot going on. And you don't even know what's happening and it's nothing, it's not stopping, it's continuing and continuing and continuing. And you feel like your school ain't doing enough. So like, what can you do? And then they ain't read the show at this time yet, right? Let's see. Then it happened. So her Owen started getting fights. So Norman and Owen, I guess at this point, Owen decided to break up the relationship. He said, "No, what I can't do. No man, no hand, no making the cheese. And there's a lot. I just can't deal with this with you because at this point I can't. Because obviously I am the target of this person coming after you because they have an obsession with me." Talk about how they'll bang him out and do all this and not doing oral and he figure fucking me and me in a hotel and we talking and we was hanging out, we going on dates and he like, come on. I said, then have it, girl. Have your fun. Slogging off like a corn in the car if you want to have it. Like, girl, get out of my face and block the number. I said, girl, have it. So they broke up. I understand why, and I wish they would kind of like. I wish they would like stay band together and go through this, but at the same time, I understand that they both is going through this, and it's so much. And so at this point, it's best to separate because they feel like this is what the person want. The person wants to break them up, so they feel like they give them what they want. I said no, it's not gonna stop. Catfish is not satisfied for just doing what they want. Yes, some catfish, if you give them, they keep you. Some catfish, if you give them what they want, they're going to continue it. Meaning, if they ask for money, you keep giving them money, they're going to keep asking for money. They're going to keep asking, until you stop it or until something happens, remedy, and you figure it out, or you was on to them and whatnot, and their gig is up, and they can't hide anymore, and you start getting smarter, Then they gonna start oh snap. That could be one. And then this in this case, I feel like you give them what they want, they're gonna continue on because they can't stop. It wasn't about breaking you up. Now that they know you broken up, they can still mess with y'all behinds. So now, not only it went from I want your man and I'm digging your man out or your man digging me out or whatever, and then they go into the territory we should have been going into that may unlock herself, which is they said unallow yourself B. I said, oh no, oh no, oh no. I said no teenager going that hard off a fingerboard because I said listen, it's another high school boy there. Oh, it's not the only boy in the fucking school for you to be going on that hard bunch. Oh yes, I'm cursing that. Because I was like, what the hell? Like really? Now I gotta unalive myself. Like you go way too hard. That's what made me seem like this is not a freaking teenager. This is not a teenager. Teenagers ain't going hard like that. Yes, they may have high extreme emotions, and they may say some stuff like that, but not from no text messages. They usually say it in the person's face or something like that. Or they may have an issue like you texted me and you coming hard at me, telling me I need to do this, like whatever. So it then started turning to physical harm and threats. And they say it's better if she's not here on earth anymore and whatnot. I said, dang. I was like, at this point, they even recognize who the person is. So I said, this must be a miserable teenager. However, I figured out it was adults. So when they go through all this, I said, y'all gotta realize this is not a teenager doing. Now, I understand why they may think that because this person has details. They know a lot of details about what's happening with their lives and family and whatnot. But I would say, but when you think about it, the degree and the detail it could be, unless the person is with y'all 24/7, it can't be no random kid in your school who not in your household all the time like that. But whatever. So now after like a couple of while that the principal and the superintendent trying to figure this out, they cannot get it figured out, they can put up police in. They got police involved. Now they contact a sheriff. Now, you know in small towns you have a little sheriff and everything. And now moms get involved. And you know, one of the moms, Lauren's mom, Kendra, that's her name, Kendra. And then you know, Owen's mom is chill. And Laura's dad is Mike and everything. You know, all his names or whatever. I go to say the dad and the mom, whatever. So Laura's mom, Kendra, is very involved in the school. She go to PTA meetings, she go to Girl Scout meetings, Boy Scout meetings, whatever meetings, every stuff in the school, she is there. She is there. So I guess she was a coach of the girls basketball team at one point and whatnot. And then they had a basketball, Laura was in the basketball team, I believe. And they was having a game. And then in the text messages, they was like mentioning stuff how because Lauren was going through a lot of this stuff, she was not focused on the game as much like that. So she wasn't scoring as much. So the person was teaching her about the scores and how you couldn't stand and else like that. And then that person started mentioning how they perform. So we kind of find out the person, after they look at it, the mother, Laura's mom, Kendra, was keep a score. So they like narrowed down who, based on what the text message was saying and what the person said, they figured out who was the name it was. It said Chloe. Dad. They Chloe. So I was like, okay. They didn't start questioning Chloe. Now at this point, even though I had my suspicion that it's gonna be a teenager, I said I followed along with the story. I followed along with the documentary. So when Chloe came around, they said to find out that Chloe and Owen was like good friends and everything, and she probably liked Owen, but they Owen got with Lauren. I said, you know what? There may be some animosity there. But we don't know that. So so there was like that. So Chloe's parents, who was aggravating me, by the way, I didn't care for Chloe's parents. They act like her daughter was like an 8 boom coon, and then they was that little advocate themselves. But whatever. So the parents was like, oh, they had some envious about my daughter because she was a leader and whatnot, and they was offended that she's a leader. I said, how they offended that she's a leader? They really, like, most high schools don't give a damn unless they would be in her clique and crew, and she be the mean girl. Oh, ew, girl, get out my face. Oh, you can't be in my group. I mean, that could be possible because a lot of students were saying that Lauren was being mean to them. I said, Lord, that called Lauren, Chloe. Chloe be mean to them. I said, Chloe, what the hell you doing, girl? So I said, oh, they were saying Chloe's father is a police officer. I said, how convenient. How convenient. It was a police officer. Like, he could cover up. He could protect his daughter and whatnot. I would think he should jeopardize his job, but sometimes morality comes to play. Sometimes when it comes to your family members and your children, stuff like that. Some people might bend the rules a little bit for their child, and everything, because emotions take over reason and logic sometimes. That family is the bullies of the town. Like that family was doing the most. Like, acting like child, they was all that. Oh, my daughter was a leader. They was envious my daughter, my leader, and whatnot. I was like, and then I said, first of all, and then the father is a police officer. They kind of accusing Chloe. Can you help with the investigation and try to figure out who the hell is doing this? Especially like kind of like implicating your daughter. You have friends to help in this matter to speed up the process. Y'all overlying this one sheriff. The sheriff was taking this long ass time. I mean, yes, he had text pages, pages and pages and pages of text messages. He had like a whole stack of binder full of text messages, like 700 something pages. I said, damn, that was like the computer like. That was typing up a storm. I said, damn. All that pages? The text messages? I don't got time. Between Lauren and Owen, and they was getting on that much text messages between those two phones. Child. And it kept going and going and going. So and then let me say that Chloe had two friends named Sophie and Macy. I said, look like Chloe, they may be Sophie and Macy. But well, child, they were going in the text messages. 700 something pages of text messages. Come on. So I said, if it's not Chloe, it may be Sophie and Macy. Sophie and Macy. They were saying that Chloe will be really stupid to do all the text messages with her father's a lawyer. Her father is a police officer. I said, I don't know, because the way how her parents act like her daughter could do no wrong. And everybody's envious of their daughter, so they can say maybe her daughter could do something they ain't really care. But at this point, her daughter's going through it because then she getting blamed. And maybe the parents might coming on hard for Chloe in school, and they questioning her and whatnot. And the parents, I said, then y'all do something. You're a police officer. Then combat of it. Like, y'all was sitting back, not doing much, but acting like she cannot possibly do this stuff. Now, when all these details happening, I was like, damn, unless Chloe is really that deranged over Owen, I said, girl, you need to get over yourself. Get over Owen. He was someone else. Find a man yourself, girl. Child back. Yeah, I'm back. So Owen said, listen, I gotta ask. I like Owen straight up. He be texting people everything. He said, did you do this? Did you do this, girl? Because I ain't got time for you. Because if you think you're gonna get over here, this nigga look at you around here. Did you do all this? And she said no. She said no. So they phoned up. They got her phone and they doubled out the files and everything. They could not come over anything on her phone. So while they do that, the text messages was still going. So now at this point, it was like, it can't be Chloe. And I said, yeah, I don't feel like it was Chloe. I don't feel like I said, at this point, it was no damn teenager. But I don't know how long it would take the freaking sheriff to realize it may not be a freaking kid. Hello? Like, we were sitting here doing like a whole documentary trying to figure out who it is. And until we got to the FBI, figure out, do their little investigation. Till y'all realize it was an adult. I ain't tell who the adult is, y'all. We gonna get there, y'all. I'm gradually get y'all to the door, you know. But I was like, through process of elimination, if y'all was talking to a lot of the kids in the school, and the sheriff was damn near been in school most of the day anyway. So you were talking to a lot of kids in school, and you cannot come on their knees. At one point, why y'all didn't think that it maybe it's not a freaking kid, it might be an adult in the freaking area? Exactly. And why did they get everybody's phone and dump their phones and figure out who it was? And not just the phones. Yeah, the phones. Maybe the laptops and everything, but they had to get just cause for laptops, so they had to get warrants for that. So, but at the point that, how long was it going to take y'all for to at least get to that point to get the search warrant, or at least figure out, maybe just not only search the tech phones, search laptops and tablets and stuff like that, and people who associate with them. But no. So, yeah, I agree. So when they was going through the thing, they would get text messages, and then the text messages started including Chloe in the photo. I said, "Damn, that can't be Chloe, because there ain't no way Chloe gonna be incriminating herself by placing herself in these freaking text messages in the photos with Owen and stuff like that." I said, "Damn, Chloe, you got a good criminal. You got a good criminal. You gonna be doing all that." You don't put yourself in the photos and text messages. So then I was like, nah, it can't be Chloe. It's not Chloe. Even though I couldn't stand Chloe's parents. And Chloe is in the middle of it. I said, damn, now they got Chloe in the casualty of war. Owen, Lauren. I said, who is this person? I said, it must be a freaking... And then I was like, hold up. If y'all go to the line, in the lines of high school and everything, do y'all have history of people being bullied? Because usually people who get bullied in the school and they come report to y'all and y'all ain't do nothing, end up becoming the people who may be tellers. So I was like, did y'all look at their school records? Because there's a lot of schools from K to 12. A lot of people in the same school have been growing up in the same school for this time. Y'all have no records of somebody being bullied. Not the bullies, somebody being bullied. And maybe they be suspects. No, but no. But I said, no way she won't have done it. Exactly. I said they had Chloe. Then they got Chloe in the casualty ward because they put her in the text messages. So then, when they doing that, so they had this person sent a picture while Owen, it was like a Christmas party. And it was Owen's house, and they took a picture, and they showed, I said, damn, this person getting personal. And then I say, you know what? It can't be, it's no teenager in that school. It's somebody in that freaking family. Somebody in that family, as either Owen family or Lauren's family, is doing this and know too much. Because now they got personal details of parties, and we know that Owen and Lauren had a lot of parties together. And they always do a lot of things together. Or somebody in the household. Start referencing the parents or everybody. And I'll say, no one is in within the household. Get everybody who's an adult who was there, not just the kids. Because at this point, they still was focusing on a kid doing this. They didn't open their possibility that it could be an adult. Or whatever. So I said, who kid you had in your house is very deranged and taking pictures from Owen? I said, oh, you might got a secret of mine because this is too much going on here. So then I don't know how they just came up with just the cousin. Because I guess the cousin of the man. So I said some cousin is doing all that stuff. Contra Angelina. No, her name. She's not, she's not from Love Island. The cousin for Adriana. They think that she was involved. For real. Exactly. No, I was getting aggravated because at no point nobody even thought that a maid could be outside of the kids in the school. It could be the adults. Maybe y'all would have solved this shit faster than y'all would have thought it is. You may have to get that FBI. Hey, Empress Boo. You might have to get the FBI his chops, his good. Because I was like, hey, FBI, how you doing? Here a hug. Thank you for everything. You solved the whole freaking mystery. Because, like, these people in the school couldn't do nothing. The principal, superintendent, and the sheriff. And it took like a whole year or something before they even reached out to the FBI. So they found the cousin and Adriana. And they think that she might be involved. And they think that Adriana might be framing Chloe. And I said, oh, so who was this cousin? What this cousin do? I said, first of all, and then I said, cousin, I said, cousin Adriana, come step to the front. At this point, I don't think it was a cousin anyway. At this point, I already made my mind it was adults, and I'm going to stick to it. However, when they put the story out there, I said, the cousin, you obsessed with your own cousin, boy? Like, what the hell was going on? It was something happened between y'all two when y'all were younger or something like that. Like, y'all was in the same room by yourself, and it was like, you got catch a Phyllis or something. You saw her little pee or something like, what's going on here? You guys don't be a vulgar. Because they got vulgar in this thing. So I was like, what's your obsession with your own cousin, girl? Because you coming across saying, oh, he don't want you, he finger fucking me, and he my pussy, he my titty in his face, and all that stuff. I said, oh, girl, you're doing it too much. Oh. And yeah, especially if you're about your first cousins, I said, oh no, that's whack. I was like, oh, you obsessed with your own cousin, Adriana? So I said, now I got the good cousin, the good Owen cousin involved. I said, whoever the dusty trick is, y'all are putting a lot of kids' mental health in jeopardy. The way y'all going so damn hard. You had Lauren, you had Owen, you had Chloe, not Adriana. You made Adriana look like a crazed cousin fanatic who sexualized her own cousin. That's not good. And then going after the cousin's girlfriend and telling her to unalive herself and everything, saying that she's anorexic, she's stop wearing no new clothes, you got a flat ass. I said, same for the person who's looking. So I was in the I said, say the person who's looking, why are you looking at my ass like that for? Say the person who's looking. And looking mighty hard. So they said Adriana was on a volleyball team, and said she was at a team with Chloe and Mason and everything because she felt like she was not in a group, so she felt like she got picked on place by the group, Chloe, Sophie, and Macy. So Owen asked her again. I said, look, know what, Owen, I like you. Because Owen said, listen, I don't got time for that bullshit. I'm going to ask that directly. Because I don't got to wait for the freaking sheriff and an employee, principal, and superintendent to ask you that question. Because y'all moving so slow. Did you do this? Oh, you texted me and Lauren, and Adriana said no. And he asked her, like, listen, did you do this, or do you know these numbers? And she don't recognize the number. So Cheryl's asked Adriana, now she's getting upset because she feel like she getting looked at. So then this text message started going on to Adriana. I said, oh no. I said Adriana can do it. Cause now she getting a text messages trying to say she need to help Owen get over the trashy Lauren. I said, who is this person who mad at Lauren? I said, Lauren, what you did, girl? I said, Lauren, what you did? Because this person is really angry with you. First, it had to be with your man, the boyfriend that you got, and now they coming after you. I said, girl, who did you hurt when you were in school? Or maybe you were that B in the school and everybody is hating. All right? But now they want the person to have Adriana help trash Lauren, whatever. So now again, 2 years later. Remember, it started in 2020. This is like recent. This is like within the 5 years. And you know, Panorama happened in 2020. So it was like, damn, in the midst of end of the Panorama, because you know it started lifting when it get close to the end of the year. Beginning of the year, we had the lockdown. When it get close to the end of the year, they started lifting up the freaking the shelter in place and everything. So 2020, the message is at 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock in the morning, nonstop. It kept going nonstop. Now at this point, I think Owen's parents and I think Lauren's parents were getting their phones at nighttime. So you won't come home, give me your phone, Now, unless it's teenagers homeschool or got no freaking life. I remember when I was a teenager, I was in bed way before 1 o'clock. Come on, man, play that. We were going to school the next day. We ain't having that. Monday to Friday. Even up to at that. Listen, my mother was waking us up every day. Now, when we get to high school, then we started learning how to wake up ourselves. But she still was waking us up. So she was playing. We get to school. Tamaka Masai? Yes. Me and my brother Nan. She going on every morning getting up to school. So we were in bed. Ain't no teenager staying up and freaking 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning texting Lauren and Owen these random messages. Hell no. We'll be in bed. So then I would say, ain't no way. And then the sheriff looking at these messages. I said, sheriff. Listen. We start seeing these time messages and when these messages coming in. Do you really think that a teenager would be texting these persons at 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning? Unless they had no life and they are a computer nerd. Because then I was like, this person is very tech savvy, as it is. No way no teenager texting that freaking late like that. No, hell no, they be in bed. Let's say in college, but this is high school. High school, you still had a set schedule. Most high schools starts in school around 8 o'clock in the morning, 7 or 8 o'clock. So no, you go into bed, you're in bed by that time. Before, and you wake up at like 5 or 6 o'clock to get yourself ready. So no, way before midnight happened, you be in bed by 8 or 9 o'clock. So stop playing. So then, because this thing was not subsiding, and things kept going on. There was nothing, no leads, nothing progressive from this case. Because Sherman was taking his sweet ass time trying to figure out something or whatnot. And not because he's taking sweet time, he was not progressing fast enough. And he kept looking at messages and trying to figure out leads. And I said, but at one point, y'all gonna understand that it might be outside of school. At one point, when y'all was gonna figure, like, takes away when my Missy said, folded up everybody's phones, even the parents, or start looking outside of the teenagers. But no, he wasn't flicking. He was track focused on this one little thing. So everybody's mad. The family started getting upset. So Lauren, mom, and dad is having arguments. So the dad left out the place. He left out the house. So at this point, Lauren had enough. She said, B, stop checking my motherfucking phone and having that. What you want? What you want? Like, come on. I don't care what you guys got to talk about. Like, girl, have the man if you want to have the man. Because I'm not time with that. Let's say something else or get off my effing phone. I said, I know that's right, Lauren. You better come on. Go off, girl. Go off. So then Owen started feeling, he started feeling the S word. The S. Y'all know. Y'all know. I'm not going to say the whole word because, some flag words getting a little, he started becoming S. And I was like, oh no. See, that we know this is going to happen. When this increase of pressure and this increase of traumatic experience from him continuing and nothing being, at least nothing not progressing, yes, it comes to the point, especially in this day and age, when stress is an all-time high, they make them want to live. So yes. So now the mom is like, she's just being helpless. Like she get arrested, like she get agitated because now it's going crazy. Because at this point, Jill was the one who started accusing Chloe of everything, right? But then the show was asked to tell her Jill. Now, this is another thing that pissed me off. I'll say, listen, the person has their number. And yes, if you block the number, they could use another ping number to text them. But long as they have that number. However, if you give your son a new phone and change the freaking number and don't give the number out to no one but you, your husband, and that's it. Listen, don't even try to give it to the school. Unless the principal only. But the principal, you say, listen, don't be giving our phone numbers out to no freaking everybody. Especially they supposed to do that because in school you're supposed to bound up confidentiality. You're not supposed to give nobody else a number unless they consent of the parent. So yes, if you give the principal to school, they might have to update the number, but they should not share it out. Point blank. But if you change the phone number, give your son a new number, then maybe he wouldn't be getting his text messages at this point and don't share it to no one, not even to freaking Lauren's parents. Don't share it to no one. But Jill didn't want to do that. She did not want to change the son number. I don't know why she didn't want to do it. She didn't want to do it. She kept asking her all the time. She said she don't think it was necessary. I said, why? You know what? Because she was getting my nerves too. I said, girl, if you don't freaking change the freaking number, your son is going through this. Like, good, let's take the number, take the phone away from him so he won't see it. Change the freaking number. But she did not want to do it. I don't know why. She did not want to change the damn number. After a year and a half, it took the sheriff after almost a year and a half investigating before he reached out to the FBI. I don't know why it took him that damn long to go to the FBI because now he couldn't figure this out. He said, you know what, I need help. Because now it's becoming stalking, it's becoming obsessive, it's too much, it's been obsessive. By the time you took this case, it was already a year before they even reached out to you. So I don't know what the hell took so long. Listen, it's been a year, I cannot figure this out, and I need help right now. Right? It had 700 something pages. That's why I said this person was doing the most. Between Owen and Lauren, and then they started texting Chloe a little bit, and then Adriana. It's a lot. So they took a full extraction of Owen's phone, and it was no hit. Now this piece of evidence made me know that it cannot be a teenager. Unless Owen is sharing his freaking life. Listen, y'all, I'm on in the new city with my new girlfriend. This is a new phone number. This is nah. Yeah, she was so adamant about not changing the freaking number, which I don't understand. They're all special. Yeah, bless their hearts. Bless their hearts. So, unless Owen was sharing his location, sharing what he's doing 24/7 to everybody, Ain't no way a figure person in a school will know this new girl and get the new girl's phone number and the mom's phone number. Because they said they searched the mom and find out the mom's phone number. I said the only way that person will do that is that person is tech savvy, who has no life to live, no life to live, who got no life, and searching through phone and trying to figure out the connections and trying to do it. That person only had to have at least an IT background to be able to figure things out without getting information from the person directly. So Owen started dating a new girl in a different city. In a different city. He said, fuck y'all in Beale City, because y'all getting my nerve. So he went to Pinconning, Michigan. I don't know how long it's from Beale City, but it was wild. He said, listen, I can't do with y'all here. I'm gonna have a new girl. I said, oh, it's not, no, you can't date right now. Don't even date, live your life, because right now, until this thing gets situated, I don't think you should date. But he started dating, because he's a boy. And he went to a different city. He need a new fresh start. And then that new girl and the mom started getting text messages. I said, oh, now, Owen, who the fuck do you? I said, 2 hours away, I think. Yes, maybe 2 hours away. I said, Owen. I said, oh, who's around you? Who's around you, Owen? Because somebody is obsessed with you. Because I said, first of all, it was with Lauren and then about Owen. Now this new girl and Owen's common denominator, somebody is obsessed with Owen. Somebody is obsessed with Owen. I said, in my mind, I said, it's an adult. I said, who adult want to look at this boy and want something with him? Hell to no. That was really weird because I would say, what adult is looking at this teenager and talking that obscenity like that? And then go after the people that he associated with in a different city? I said, nah, that's not a teenager. Right then and there, I said, nah, it's not a teenager. It's not a teenager. It's an adult. It's an adult doing this shit. And an adult who has no life and have a lot of time in their hands to be doing this. It cannot be a teenager. Yes, Owen got that platinum, cuz. He got that platinum nah. Like, come on now. He got that platinum nah. Like, come on. I see a lot of faces, did a lot of faces. I hear I don't fuck with different faces. Chill. So while they were going through all this, the FBI. Now I like this FBI. Whoever that guy, I said I'm gonna give him a kiss because he was fast. He was searching through things, and then he realized that because they might have more technology than the sheriff. So I understand. That's why I say why the sheriff took so long to reach out to the FBI. Maybe he would have got help faster. Maybe they would have figured this thing out faster, right? So the FBI. But then again, he needed help. FBI. He could have had whatever. I don't know. More time. Sometimes they might lack the resources, so he may need the thing. But he could at least have some way to figure out somebody goes to a place and get these phone records or whatever, trying to ping these areas and whatever to figure it out. Because the FBI took that. So they was able to figure things out. They realized that the numbers or whatever it is from the phones, this unknown number was pinged to this company called Pinger Company. They was getting like burners, random numbers. So it was coming from this company who was able to generate random numbers, like a track phone, a burner phone, whatever. So then this Pinger Company realized it was associated with Verizon. Also, now we're getting somewhere. We're getting somewhere, y'all. To Verizon. So then in the network search, and the network Verizon worked fast. That's an old snap. Held up. FBI reached out to us. Let's get them. They said, "Oh, what? Here." It was not taking a long time. FBI not playing. So they get a list of numbers, and it had two numbers that was like associated with that IP address, and it kept generating more. That numbers kept repeating in that same address, IP address. And when they look at the numbers, because at this point I think they asked Jill of all the numbers. So that Jill gave the numbers of the kids, but then she said no. They didn't start giving everybody the contact numbers. I said that's right. That's right. Y'all should have did that in the first place. Give everybody a number. They figured it out. The person who did this, are y'all ready? If y'all didn't see the documentary. Mind you, I kept saying it's an adult all this time. And I was right. Because anyway, a teenager would do all that. The person who did this was Laura's mom, Kendra. I said, oh, the fuck, hell not. I knew it was adults. It had to be an adult. But then I realized, I was like, did the mom? The freaking mom? The mom? The mom. The mom. Oh, I was like, no. Now when we came to the person, and we got the person to the catfish, now I think it pissed me off. At this point in the stage, I was pissed off. It ain't crazy because I was like, yo, catfish, I watch a lot of catfish. Usually catfishing could be like an ex-girlfriend, a boyfriend, and whatnot. It's very rarely that a catfish will be your own family member. And so that one catfish I reviewed, yo, the mom did put her daughter in a dangerous situation. I remember that catfish. That shit got me pissed off. The nature of catfish change. Now, I was saying this like Color Girls. It was one of the skits, and it was based on a poem in a book, and it's the nature of all change. Because the stranger you think will always be, was not the stranger that you always think will be. Is someone you know, close to you. It applies there. You would think it'd be someone that you may not know, or strangers do this, or someone who not really that close to you like that. You may know them, but not that much. But you would never think it would be your own person, your own mom, who's supposed to help you through this whole shit to do this to you. And then when you thought about the text messages and everything, I was like, girl, why are you all obsessed with a teenage boy, you dusty trick? And not only that, you would go forward and say to tell your own daughter to unalive herself? Ooh. I was about to blow this book. Let me calm down. Because I get heated. Because I was like, and then they told Jill. It hit a dusty Jill. Oh, no, it can't be her. I said, why the fuck not? All best is off. Because you have my son stressed the F out. And I was helpless. I couldn't do anything. Well, you could have done something. You could have changed the phone, you bitch. But let me stop that. Cut that out. You could have had the phone. You ain't that damn helpless. However, you had my son stressed out. And the first thought in your mind, it can't be her. Now I'm in our phone. I said, hold up. Kendra, where your dusty ass at? Roll up outside. Roll up outside, bitch. Come over here. We gotta have a talk. Come here playing this. What's your obsession with my son? Right now. What my obsession with my son? Because we're gonna get white trash in this motherfucking street. Because I ain't playing with you. We're gonna be, I got a fire. Exactly. He has S thoughts. and the first thought in your mind, it can't be her because she was so involved. It's the one that always involved sometimes. It's usually the one that's involved. When they're too involved. That's how she started knowing what the investigation was going and what they was doing. Because she was too involved. Then she started in the school asking all these questions, asking everything. And Sheriff said, listen, Sheriff, I know he was trying to give us details to calm because he, like, as the investigator, he wanted to get the updates. But her using the updates, she was coming after them. And now they put the face to the freaking catfish, to the number, and the name. They realized, Cheryl realized Kendra was very involved. She was too involved. She got herself involved in a lot of things. She was a coach in high school. She had the IT background. I said, there you go. There you go. There you go. That's the only way she was able to figure out the numbers of the freaking other people in another city, especially she didn't even interact with them like that. She went to many school events, so they had to get a search warrant for the freaking phone and any electronic. Because it just gotta be the phones, because they could do stuff in the freaking laptop, in the computer, search everything, get all that, all the electronics. But they cannot go through just the. They need to have concrete evidence. They just can't go by hearsay and what you kind of call circumstances evidence. Yeah, circumstances evidence. They need to come with definitive evidence. So to get a conviction. So the sheriff went to the house and look at her dusty behind her little parents, looking at her. She looked like she got one person who got caught. And she was like, yes. Yes. First of all, she said she lied. She only had one phone. She had two phones. Because her husband came home. He blew her spot up. She told him she had only had one phone and she had a laptop somewhere. So they confiscated the laptop and she had that phone. But she had another phone that she didn't tell them. Oh, yeah, she didn't want to change the phone numbers either. I said both parents didn't want to change the phones and the numbers. Which I didn't understand. Why y'all don't want to change the numbers? It would have been, now that we know Kendra, it would have been a big difference. If Kendra got Laura another phone number, she was continuing with Laura, but she would not continue with Owen unless the family gave her the number. But then she had an IT background, though. So, yeah. But if she would find out they changed the number, she would have found out the new number. So I guess that maybe in their mind it would make a difference. But I would say it probably would have made a difference if the person don't know the number, because they had to have the number to ping you, and it would take them a while to find a new number unless you don't register it. But whatever. I don't know about the technology, but she had an IT background, so I guess she could be able to find out things if you did change the number. Whatever. So the sheriff started asking her. So yeah, she lied to say she only had one phone and laptop. So they questioned her. They said, "Did you have an infatuation?" I don't know. Y'all being too good. Did you want to fuck with Owen? Not on Owen. Do you want? Now he got to say political. Right? I said, "Nah, bitch. Did you want to fuck Owen? Because we ain't playing this game. Why the hell you was doing all that? What was some of that text messages?" Now she said she didn't start off with the message. So I said, "You lying. I think you're lying. Because if you didn't start off, why you continue it? Why you put yourself involved in the middle of it?" No, you want to continue. And you said you stopped, and then you picked up a year later and continued on? Hell no. What motivates you to continue on if it wasn't you in the beginning? Did that make any sense? Yeah, and the only way I would say then how she find the name of the girlfriend or not. Maybe she was close to Owen, and maybe Owen told her. She had to get information. Cause I said, ain't no way she would have figured out the girl's name and the mom if she probably was talking to Owen. It was so close to Owen and figured out what Owen was doing, his new life. Because the family was close. So maybe Owen told her some things. But yes, after she figured it out, maybe she started looking on her phone, on the computer, and started searching the numbers. They trying to figure it out, and they got their number. But still, you could still at least share his numbers or something. At least fight something. Make an attempt. Y'all even made an attempt. That's the problem. They didn't even make an attempt to change the number and see if it would help. No, they just left it alone. She said it didn't start with her, but she fell into it. I said, bullshit. You started it. Because you escalated that real quickly with the freaking messages. So you examined, if you didn't start, so you tell me you examined the messages that between Lauren and Owen and took the identity of the catfish that you didn't need to do. Okay, after 2 weeks of Halloween, it didn't continue. So somewhere along the line, and maybe it happened because it didn't start because you had the holidays going. It was Thanksgiving, it was Christmas. You waited for a while until a year later, until they started in high school. Then you resumed it. You started it. And you made it seem like you didn't start it by taking a long break before you resumed again. Get out of here. Don't even try to lie to us. And then she kept adamant that she did not start it. She just continued it. So when police talked to Lauren's mom in the room, I said maybe she should talk to Lauren by herself. Because Dan had the mom all over. He said, consoling her like she was the one who did all this. Now, I know it's a complexity of mind of a teenager when you have a caretaker and whatnot. She depended on her mom. Her mom was there for her. So the fact that she found out her mom was the culprit, it was a shock for her. So mom is holding her like this. Oh my God, just saw it, baby. I was like, get the F off of me. Get the hell off of me. So what they found, so they call the dad, because Lauren's dad was away. He said, you got to call your dad, and we got to tell him what's going on. So they got the dad on the phone, and when they waited, that dad got on that plane. He got there quick. He said, but he flew. So he's like, oh, hell no. Drive past the highway. He got on that flight. He got there quickly. That dad was not playing. I said, no, that's my dad. You better get there fast. So she gets charged with felony stalking, and they're gonna find out she didn't have a job for like a year or something like that. And the husband said, what? No job? What you mean she had a job for a year? What the hell she was doing all the time? And I said, yeah, the reason why she had all the damn time, that's why it was, because she's the culprit. She had all the damn time in the world. She pretended she was going to work, but she wasn't going to work. She got let go of her job a long time ago. And I went on why she got let go of her job. When she was doing certain things in her job that she's not supposed to be doing. And then she had 2 jobs, and she was not going to work at both of them. So I said, damn. And husband, you were living in the house with her, so you didn't have no idea she was not working. I guess it was good for her why you had an argument, so you get out the house, so you won't be bringing down her neck, so she can continue on doing what she's doing, so you won't be around. That's what she was able to. This is a prime time y'all should have been together. But I know sometimes when stuff like this happen and it's a lot of stress, sometimes parents, marriage couple might get angry with each other, and not because they hate each other. It's like it's the stress. that may get them to move apart. Yeah. What's your question, Boo? Yes. So the husband said the right in front of the Trevor. I was so funny. I said, you know what, Mike? I like you, Mike. You need a hug. You need a hug. Because he said, listen, you better talk right now or else you're going to jail. He said that right in front of the sheriff. He said, I'm going to freaking jail if you don't talk. Because he said, she lied and said she had one phone. She had another phone. After they found out the phone, they said, listen, we asked you, you said you had one phone. He said, no, the phone is somewhere else. He's over here. She had another phone. He said, you got a conversation? She said, no, she had one. No, she got two. Give me another phone unless I'm going to jail. Tell him another phone unless I'm going to jail. He was not playing. He said, you better tell him everything. You better answer my questions or I'm going to freaking jail. You better talk. He said, we both going to jail tonight if you don't talk right now. And right in front of the sheriff. I said, oh, no, I'm like, he is fucking scared. I said, no, Mike, don't put your hands on her. Don't do it, girl. Don't do it. Don't do it, Mike. But he said, listen, I'm not freaking playing with you because y'all behind it caused all this turmoil of our own freaking daughter and her boyfriend and the family and Chloe and Adriana and everybody else because your actions. And you going to sit here and try to hide another phone and look like you a damsel in distress. Get the F out of here. You better speak or I'm going to jail. And I ain't playing. And she was speaking because every answer she answered the questions. She answered the questions because he was not playing. I said, no, that's right. At least someone was hard. It coming down because everybody looked like they a lot playing. Jen was like, it can't be her. It can't be her. No. F that. F that. He was not playing with her, and he shouldn't. Exactly. I would be pissed off too. You supposed to be consoling our daughter, and you're the one who causing this. And what got me upset is like you told our daughter to she made to unalive herself. And what if she would have done it? And then you say, Mike, she not giving up to Mike, so he coming on me and thinking fucking me and all that like that. What if she started getting sexualized? So she need to keep Owen Mike. Sorry, Owen. What if she started becoming sexualized with Owen? Because she think that's the way to keep the man. Because he has text messages. And then throughout this whole process, she confided in you and condoning you a lot of things. And then you go use that to turn on her in the text messages? That's what was getting me pissed off. I said, how the F the person that she supposed to trust? And that's why I said this is a prime time for a teenager and you don't want to F it up. Because if you F it up at this stage, they're going to come in adulthood being unhealed unless you help them get healed by their counseling and therapy. And she going to need it. Her father, Jill, Owen, Chloe. Exactly. Straight trash. Mike called Jill and told her that, yes, she confessed. And this what happened. This is what it is. So here go Kendra. This is what I was saying, Kendra. You want to have a Jet 2 holiday around here. If you going to sit in my face, act like it was just a mistake. Everybody will need a Jet 2 holiday. Yes, you'll be a Jet 2 holiday messing with me. I ain't playing. So she said here, you know, everybody make mistakes. And you know, when you make mistakes, you may just break the law and everything. But you know, sometimes people know this might get caught. And then people might get caught. And then after you just get caught. And that's unfortunately that I just got to get caught. So you just made it seem like it was a casual mistake that you just did. And you just got caught up and it just happened. People just do this willy-nilly. People just do this willy-nilly. The way how she sounded, it made it seem like people just do this. Yeah, there are people who are catfish out there. Don't get me wrong. Yes, there are catfish out there, and that's why we need to teach our people and learn the signs of what people can do to you online and what can you do to protect yourself. One thing you can protect yourself is not engage with the person. Don't engage with them at all. She just made it was cold cavalier. Oh, we just make mistakes. Everybody make mistakes. If you break the law, like everybody would just break the law. Now, a lot of people ain't breaking the law to go to get themselves to jail. Because I said, no, I'm too cute to go to jail. I can't do all that. I don't know me. I don't know me. Bacon and cheese. I can't. Nope, nope. So Kendra's cousin, she was saying, yes, she was outgoing. She liked the party, but I realized she was a center of attention. She liked to be a center of attention. And she always try to be a good person. That's usually the one you need to stay with. Now again, don't get me wrong. If you're a good person, you're a good person. But someone who go out the way to be overly good person, to be overly involved in your life, to be overly like this, sometimes they may be someone you might want to watch because they have some secret interior motive going on. Not all the time, but in some cases like these, this is one of the times you should look at. So life was perfect at that point, and then at some point, it just went downhill. She said she didn't start it before Halloween. Since she got involved afterwards, and then she picked it up, picked it back again. So she said at first she was trying to figure out in the word who it was, but then she got wrapped up into it. I said, hell, you was lying. You started it. And anyway, you try to figure that out, and then you got so enthralled and want to continue on with the process. I said, what the fuck happened to you? What happened to you in childhood? What happened to you? Because something snapped in you that you made you think that was okay. That you obsessive over the teenager boy, Owen. And then come to find out, people started realizing two together. Both Owen and Jill started realizing that Kendra, and now they realize Kendra is the culprit. They started saying, oh, hell yeah, she was so involved. She was always on all my games, even though games that she didn't be around. She went to all my games. Be extra involved, making my plates. Fixing stuff for me. Doing everything like she would have been too overly involved for Owen. And Jim realized that. And I said, you realize your daughter's mother is too involved with your son and you really think nothing of it. But the first thing came out your mouth, oh, it couldn't be her. Really? It can't be her? But you realize that she was doing all this stuff and you get too chummy. I said, girl, back the F up. Back up. Why are you so close to my son like that? What's going on? You saw him in a locker room or something? Because you too involved in the school or something. You saw him peeing or something? Because I ain't thinking playing with your ass. Why are you so close to my son? Because that's all the time that she said alone. And it seemed like you want to have sexual relationship with my son, and we ain't playing that. Because y'all, listen, I'm privileged around here. I can get you 6 feet under. I ain't playing, girl. I'm privileged. We both are. But we go something go down. Because you ain't messing around. I ain't playing. She kept going. She said at this point, it became anywhere from hours to 8 hours a day. Between an hour and 8 hours a day doing all this stuff. Texting. And that's why they had pages and pages of text messages. She had all the damn time in her hand. Shit, at this point, if I was low on, I said, get the phone out my face. Get the fuck out. I don't got no phones. No phones. I'm going back to age where we don't need no phones. Don't tell me shit unless I need to know. I don't need to know nothing. Get the F the phone out my face. You deal with it, mother. Here, hand the phone. Don't tell me nothing about this phone. I don't want no phone in my face. I would do that phone off. I said, get out. I still with a tablet. No, not even a tablet, because sometimes you link your phone, your tablet, and your phone and connect them together. I don't even know a tablet either. Listen. I don't need all that. Get this stuff out of my face. Child, we get so upset and fed up. That phone will stay forever off. Forever off. Oh, I'm trying to call you, it's off. What you need? You better handwrite the letters to me because I ain't playing. Hand signals or something because I'm not. I don't care. You better hand signal because no. You don't need to call me. Get a beeper. Something. I don't know what to tell you. So they had no knowledge that she worked at Federal State University. She must work at the college. I said she had no knowledge she worked there. So she lied to say she worked at the university. You didn't know she worked at the university? I said, oh no, that's straight. That's trash. So she said low K informed when she was assaulting Lauren with her body type, she was so what directed to herself. I said, good, I'm out of here. I don't got time for this complexity kind of thing. And yes, maybe this could be a twisted way to think that she's talking to herself, but she's talking to her daughter. And then she said something happened to her because she was essayed. She was odd when she was young. And I said, yes, it's terrible that was happened to you, so we cannot take that away from you. But that's not an excuse for you to do what you did. Why did she start doing it? And that, I don't know, like, they asked her, but she's not giving a straight answer. I said, no. Somebody said her name and said, why did you did this? Why? What's the reason? I don't hear nothing that you just started and you want to try to figure it out. Hell to no. And then when they asked her, they said, so why you told your daughter to allow herself? She said, I knew she was not going to do it. I said, girl, you don't get it. You knew because how she had a conversation with her daughter, because after she told her daughter that, they was talking, and then she realized her daughter was not going to go along with that. But I said, your daughter could have went along with that. And how you going to take it? I would have threw a book of her face through this TV screen. I said, boom, get the off my face. She was not going to do it alone. I said she could have done with it. And she could have started having sex with Owen because of dusty ass. They said, I think her truth of mind, she wanted her daughter to need her. I'm about to get up here, y'all. She wanted her daughter to need her. So bad that she cannot, that Lauren need her mom so much. That's what she was hoping, that she needed her, relying on her so damn much. So they was having finances, going through something, yada yada, that didn't make no sense. Then she made some insurance claims, and she was taking care of things like, I said she was home all day. I don't know what the hell she was not doing, but whatever. Then they had her mom plaster online and social media and stuff like that. Norman said, why the hell everybody get like me for? I'm in school and everybody gave me eyes and look, what the hell's going on? Then they put up a principal office and they tell her mom what's in the news. She got arrested and whatnot. She got charged for 5 crimes of stalking. So they said they want to ban Lakari. That was her last name, Lakari. Ban Kendra Lakari to have a contact with her daughter Lauren. And that's needed. She didn't have bad contact with daughter Lauren and bad contact with Owen. Especially Owen. Get her far away from that boy. And any other teenage boys added the matter. Part of the relationship with this, even though she was no pedo. But no, she was low-key be a pedo to me. I'm sorry. She was obsessed with Owen. They were trying to lift the ban of the mother and the daughter having conversations and everything. So they allowed her Lauren to have conversation with her daughter. No, Lauren to have conversation with her mother, Kendra, while she was in jail. She was charged 19 months, so almost like a year and a half, basically. Yeah, about like a year and a half. It was over the year, like almost 2 years, but 19 months, the maximum charge. She pleaded guilty. She pleaded 2 charges, 2 counts of stalking of a minor, One for Lauren, one for Owen. She was sentenced in April 2023, and she got 19 months, like over a year and a half. Then she said her reason why she did that, she had mental illness and she had childhood trauma. Sorry, so you want to use that mental illness excuse? I mean, you was taking the head, but I don't. And yes, when you unhealed traumas like that, it does affect you as adulthood. That's what it's good to get therapy or help when you go through traumatic experiences like this. But to not be healed and cause that to these teenagers who themselves gonna need the freaking help and healing that caused by a freaking person they trusted is diabolical. It's straight, deranged, and devilish for you to even do that. Because your all twisted mind, you did not get over what happened to you. You started to play into it. And something is lost inside of you. Something was dead inside of you for to continue on to this in this kind of degree. In this degree. That's what I'm saying, that they were doing things for Owen. She was going out her way, doing that. Lauren was talking to her about him in prison. But when her mom got out in August of 2024, that was last year, she cannot have no contact with her mom. They straight no contact. She said she wanted to. That's what some reason said she wanted to protect Lauren and not have Lauren go through what she went through. But I said, girl, did you think that while doing this, it's gonna make Lauren do the thing that happened to her to make it like how you protect her by putting her harm's way? I understand what the hell you was doing, but it didn't make any sense. Your logic was off. But unhealed, traumatic adults who didn't get the help is no common sense with these people. I'm sorry. That's why sometimes when people go through traumatic experience, their mind is not a normal mindset. But it doesn't get misused to do what they do. Owen does not talk to Lauren anymore. I said I don't blame her. Because now, even if I know it's not your fault all the way, but it's your mom, you attached to your mom, and I cannot be with you. And I want to talk to you because all this stuff, it will remind me of the traumatic I went through with you because of your own mom. So I can, for my sake of sanity, I gotta distance myself from you, and I can't blame her. I can't. So Jill feel guilty of how she went about Chloe because she kept Chloe because you know the whole thing with she think that Chloe did that and have a son involved and then the Norman, and so Dad at one point texted that it'd be funny, and it's funny something like that. He think that it might not be surprised that Kendra was a culprit, but I said if you had an inkling that Kendra could be a culprit, why you didn't say that? You said that in a text message. So, well, who you said that text message to? To Jill? But not to the police? You could have said, listen, I know I can't involve myself because I'm the dad and I'd be too attached. But can you check in Kendra? I think she might be too involved. But none of y'all say nothing to police officer or whatnot to help. Especially if you had an inkling that could have been adults. You as a police officer had an inkling it was an adult, not a teenager, but you didn't say shit. But yeah, you want to try to go around and act like everybody like I'm envious of your daughter. But then they start saying that they think, they start thinking that Sean and Lauren might have knew Kendra was doing this. I said, what kind of twisted hell shit is this? That's why I said I can't rock with Chloe parents. They turned me off. So she not allowed to see her mom while she's out. She said she can't trust her right now. Yes, I believe you. And I'm sorry, y'all, but if my mom did that to me, I wouldn't. We and her will never talk. I'm sorry, I can't get over that. the person that I should trust the most did this to me, the trust would never be repaired. I might forgive you, but we're not have to have conversations. No. Some things are unforgivable. Might forgive that actions, but I can never forgive you, and that's all right. I forgive you for my sake of sanity, but we will never talk. No past, no. I'm not going to forget events that she's around. Nothing. I'm not going near her. If you invite me to an event and that bitch is there, I'm sorry. Oh well, whatever. If you invite me and she's there, I'm leaving. I don't care how far we are. I'm leaving. And I'm about to stop talking to you because you know what the hell she did to me. You gonna put me in a, no. I'm gonna stop talking to y'all too. Don't invite me if you gonna invite her. You invite me, disinvite me. Don't ever ask me. No family events, no family cookouts, none of that. No birthday parties, no baby showers. I'm not going nowhere. I'm not going anywhere. Not when I had to be around her. No, I'm not doing it. Never. So she wanted to attend college. No one wanted to take college and study criminology. I said, I don't know why. I figured why she might want to study criminology. Because now she will start learning the idea of crimes and minds and people like that. Yes. So you can start figuring out, put some knowledge to the stuff that's happening around you. So I understand why she want to study that. Traumatic experience leads her to want to study criminology. I said, go ahead, girl. You may be great in your line of work. If you want to be an FBI agent, you want to be a police officer, whatever you need to do for the best and do for the better for your community. But, and listen, her dad is close and real close and whatnot. How did his dad even talk to the mom? He does. How did his dad even talk to the wife? Now, anybody got divorced or not? I don't know that. But yes, I know people say there's more details that the documentary doesn't show. I don't know. If y'all have more details, y'all can let me know on my Discord or down below in the conversation down below. But I had a good time. Hope y'all got a good recap. Yes, I know I took a long, like 3 weeks away from doing live. But I'm here and I want to just talk about this because it was in my spirit to talk about it. Shout out to the business who told me about it, and I watched it, and baby, like that. So if any other documentaries that kind of like this and whatnot, let me know. I will watch it. Like, if it's good enough, I will give you a review on it. But updates my channel. I want to talk about Fatal Seduction. Since I may talk about it, I talk about it. It depends. But we need to get back on to watch it and catch up on. Thank you, boo. Yes, I miss y'all too. But we do need to catch up on Beyond the Gates. I'm way behind that. Isn't a freaking episode 100s, and I'm freaking still up to episode 60 something. Oh well, it's a soap opera. We can still watch. We catch up, whatever. Catch up. Soaps never dies out unless the show dies out, but whatever. So we have to watch that. I don't know. I'm gonna watch Love Island Games because you know what? I kind of burned out with Love Island, so I might just watch reviews and call it a day and see what the people talk about there. I'll wait till next year for season 8. The people still talk about these people on season 7 about these cast members, what they're doing, what they're not doing, how shit. I said, y'all get over yourself. Season 7 is done. Follow them and move on. Like, why are we having all these statements about these people? Like, come on now. It is what it is. Shelly's still with Ace. So, F what? So what? Leave it alone. Unfollow her if y'all like her. It is what it is. Are you enjoying it? Now, people say Love Island Games is not that bad, but I don't know. I may watch it after the freaking heat died down. You know, after the season over, I may watch it. And now I'm not going to follow everybody talking and texting about it and everything. But you know what? Don't get me wrong. A lot of people are not really doing that much tweets about it, though. So it's not like how it was season 7, though. Season 7, it was tweets of galore. But a lot of people not really texting and really talk about Love Island Games like that. I wonder why. I don't know. So maybe it's not that bad. Oh yeah, we might go watch sometimes. We might go watch it. You know, if I watch it, I won't review it because I just won't review it if we watch it. But I'm gonna wait after a while because it's still going on. So maybe after a while, so we can binge it. can watch it. Cause um oh, you look like a little bit of the Love Island? Okay. Because there's more components to it, like the games and everything, like the strategy and stuff like that. Okay. I mean, yeah, people say it is a little good. It's not too long like Love Island as well. It's probably quicker. Like 2 or 3 weeks. What else? Oh yeah. The listen to audio lesson sessions of the book or book reading and everything, it will be happening soon. I gotta probably be on the weekend, probably like early Saturday morning or Sunday morning. We might like listen to like a chapter or two every week and read a book. I have the first book that was ready or set in stone. It's gonna be audio, but once I get that set together, I'll let you know when to start and catch up with me. And then other thing else, that's that, y'all. About to get off of here. Replay game. I appreciate you letting me know that you replaying this video and tell me your thoughts. I know a lot of y'all probably watched it and want to know my thoughts. I gave my thoughts, my opinion. F that B. Kendra forever, because I don't like that. You cannot. No, don't do that. Oh, okay, that's good. That's good. But I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. If I do any watch alongs, I'll let you know anything because I'm over to booking it this week to see my mom. So probably no views after this one for the rest of the week. But I will do some watch alongs too and everything to catch up on everything as well. But I appreciate y'all. Let me know. Talk to y'all later.